Hello?
Try and get your.
Hello?
Please rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible.
Well, thank you all that are here present and those that are online. Roll call.
Rosenberg.
Present.
Mylord.
Here.
Albrecht.
Here.
Lotz.
Here.
Carney.
Here.
Foney.
Here.
Roach is online. Roach.
Here.
Small here.
Here.
Hudson.
Here.
Blackburn.
Here.
Borse.
Here.
Campbell.
Here.
Parchman.
Here.
Van Hook.
Here.
Okay, thank you. You've all received copies of the minutes of our previous meeting of October 7th. Do I have a motion for approval?
I make a motion. So moved.
We have a motion. We have a second. Is there any discussion on the minutes? Hearing and seeing none. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Minutes are approved. Thank you very much. Tonight, we do have a public hearing on a pre-annexation agreement with Kathy Schiltnick, trustee, on 5 acres of property. At this point in time, I will open up the hearing, that if anybody has anything that they would like to say on it in favor or against the pre-annexation agreement, please step to the microphone. Please, sir, give us your name and if you live in the city, what ward you're in or the address that you're in.
My name is Larry Wernley, Senior. I don't live on Quarry Road, but my son does. He lives at 2128 Quarry Road. He is out of town and unable to speak at this meeting, so he asked me to come up here and do so. He has no problem with these people getting city water, but he wants to make it clear that he is opposed to annexation. Those was what he said to me. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Sir, when you talked about annexation, you're talking about annexation of his property, your son's property?
Annexation of the neighborhood.
Okay.
And just the general neighborhood. He's directly across the street from this property in question.
This annexation is only for the 5 acres of the people requesting the water, the pre-annexation agreement.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Anyone else have any comments for or against the pre-annexation agreement? Yes, ma'am.
My name's Doris Curl. My husband.
Please step up to the microphone, please.
I thought it was one that carries like yours. My name's Doris Curl. My husband Kevin and I live at 2090 Quarry Road. We basically came tonight just to get more information about this because we received a certified letter in the mail talking about this annexation, and we didn't know whether that means that they're trying to annex the entire road or if that has an effect on us moving forward in the future. So it's just the 5 acres of,
Yes, ma'am.
so I don't understand what business that even is of mine if she's getting approval to get water on 5 acres of property that doesn't even adjoin ours.
We have a requirement within our city to send out notices to anybody who lives within a certain distance of any property that's going to be annexed.
Okay.
That's why everybody else. And if there's any changes to the ground itself for usage or anything like that, those type of notices go out to anybody within a certain distance of that property.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Hi, I apologize. I got here a little late, so this might have already been answered. I'm Virginia Muskis. I live at 2082 Quarry Road, which is just down the street. My concern is what kind of property is going to go there. Is this going to be zoned exclusively residential? And what implications does that have for future annexation of other properties?
It's just to allow the current property owner to have water since their well has gone bad.
Okay, thank you.
I guess just to sum this up, just to give everybody kind of an idea of how this works. With a pre-annexation agreement with the city of O'Fallon, in order to get water service from the city of O'Fallon, you have to annex into the city of O'Fallon. And that is exclusively what this is for this evening. The city is not looking to annex any properties outside of this one. This particular property was reached out to the city of O'Fallon in order to receive water. And in order for them to receive water, the city is having them sign a pre-annexation agreement so that they can get water according to city regulations.
And I'll also add that the property will not be annexed immediately because there's no path. We're not adjoining that property right now, so it is a pre-annexation agreement that goes for 20 years, I believe. So the property usage will be exactly the same as it is now, and that in the event that the city ever adjoins that property, then they will be annexed. But the annexation doesn't happen immediately because we don't have a boundary that touches them right now, so.
That's why it's called a pre-annexation. Yes, sir.
Good evening, my name's Daniel Powell, 2053 Quarry Road, and here I am again. Why is it so necessary, in order to have clean water to drink, we have to annex rural property into the city? And also, you stated that within a certain distance of a property that is being annexed or pre-annexed, you notify the people.
Correct.
When they annexed 2049 Quarry Road, why was I never advised?
I'm not sure, sir, of when that occurred or what, or why you wouldn't have received.
Next to the branch. I'm at the top of the hill, I'm talking about the two properties at the bottom of the hill, the two houses down there. I noticed they're both showing to be inside the city limits. It's news to me. I was not notified.
Used to be city. One of those properties used to be owned by the city. Is that the one you're speaking of?
Those properties have never been owned by the city.
There was a property on Quarry Road that the city owned for a time and sold to
The old
someone else.
quarry,
Right. But I don't know if that's the property you're speaking of. Okay.
say that again?
You're talking about the property on the north side of Quarry, not the south side.
I'm talking about, the property on the south side of the quarry, on the south side of Quarry Road. But again, why is it necessary to have the annexation just for folks to get clean drinking water? That seems a little barbaric. Like,
Well-
you're twisting your arm up behind your back, holding, if you want to drink water, you're going to sign up.
Well, there is requirements and there is cost to run that water lines and everything out there, sir.
I was there when they went in. That's another contention that we've argued with. When they run the city line out there, the water line, the gentleman come up to my house and told me, Mr. Powell, we had to tear your fence out because it was in the way. I said, how could it be in the way? Remember the old concrete CCC right-of-way markers that they put out in the 40s?
No,
Fence
you
is
don't,
just
sir.
behind one. When we discussed this, I realized that the gentleman, the engineer, had his map upside down. Okay? He's talking the south side and looking at the north side. Well, okay, we'll fix that. How many years ago did the city run the water line out there?
I don't know, sir. I
My
couldn't
fence
tell you
still
right
isn't
off the
repaired.
top. I'm sorry?
My fence still is not repaired. That's why I don't trade. Actually, I don't know any of these people personally, but as a group, I don't really trust them. I
Very
thank you
good.
for listening.
You're welcome, sir. Anyone else have any comments? For or against? For the third time, I will ask if anybody else has any comments, either for or against. Hearing and seeing none, we will close this hearing at 7:10 p.m. Okay. All right. At this point, we'll open it just for any public comments that anybody has that they want to make to the council. We ask that you hold your comments to no more than 5 minutes. We ask that you do it in proper decorum. Since this is a business meeting, there will not necessarily be responses on every question, because it's an opportunity for you to give information or address something to the council that you want the council to be aware of. So with that said, I will open it up that if anybody has, and when you come forward, please give your name, the company you represent, or if you live in the city, please, what ward you live in. So, does anybody have any comments?
I haven't said anything yet. You've already started the clock on me. All I did was walk up here. Vermeer, Ward 3. So, in relationship to the gentleman's question, I believe, I could be corrected, but I believe that water line was put back in the late 70s. I didn't work on it, but I remember that line going out there, I believe it was in the late 70s. Just food for thought for you, so you can get an update on the years that it was done. Now, I always complain about the warrant. Instead of complaining about it, you know, I thought, well, maybe it might be a good idea to let the public know how much money goes out each time you have a warrant report, because you don't tell about what's going on. You sit up there and you have your little private conversations and review it. So I decided to go through the warrant and look at it a little bit. And I come up with, your warrant this month is, twice this month. The second warrant for this month is $2,815,000 and change. Now, what are we spending all that money on? Well, here's some examples for you. You're spending reimbursement to contractors for Hartman Lane work, Booster Road work, that's road work for those areas, and the road work on 4th Street and over there in that area. We also, there's money in there that you paid for have the water for us to drink and whatever. Of course, you pay them a portion of the water, but then we have to pay you a portion of the water back for the water we get from the city. So it's, and of course, there's probably a little upcharge in our benefits that we get that water. Anyway, a lot of upgrades on different things. The, some money was being spent to fix up the pickleball courts and the basketball courts. I have no problem with what you spend for police, fire, and ambulance and whatever. But just to let people know that the police department is going to be getting 4 new vehicles for roughly around $180,000. I don't have a problem with it. And then also, repairs were made on different items, and that's in this budget tonight. A couple key points that it's not really key, just interesting points I noticed. Ace Hardware, you spent $3,400 for seed, wasp killer, paint, timers, couplings, and wire rolls. I don't know how much seed you bought, but the Belleville Seed House over there probably give you a better deal on seed. I hope it was grass seed. Then you had Tubman Wade Merchant, evidently $13,300 and change for some trails, walking trails or biking trails, maybe that's what it was. And then the lovely park, here we go for this money. You got the asphalt out there for $52,000. So I just wondering, you know, to let people know the cost. I had one other one I forgot, but there's always a second portion of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else have any comments or suggestions? Hearing and seeing none, we will close off the comments, and I'll ask the clerk if he has any report.
Mayor, I have no report tonight, thank you.
Okay. I will go under my report, and I'll start off with wishing a belated happy birthday to Mrs. Lotz. And a couple of other things. One, the Rotary Halloween Children's Parade will be on October 26th, starts at 12:30, goes till about 2 o'clock, followed up with games at the O'Fallon Station and downtown district trick-or-treating to follow. Citywide Halloween trick-or-treating. If anybody has children that want to go out trick-or-treating, the hours for that are from 6 to 9 on October 31st. Also a reminder that if anybody is interested, daylight savings time ends on November 3rd. Another thing that we should all know about and you should all participate in is Election Day is coming up. That is Tuesday, November 5th. On Veterans Day.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
You might add that early voting's open at the Township Building
Township Building now.
this week and next week.
Yes, sir. Very good. Thank you, Jerry. Veterans Day ceremony will be held at the First Baptist Church on Highway 50 at 11 o'clock. And then that is followed up by a Veterans Day parade put on by our VFW at 2 p.m. downtown. Also, to let everybody know, I know our departments are sharpening their pencil. We did get word today from the St. Clair County Tax Assessor's Office that the veterans tax exemption has gone up by about 18%. The amount of money has gone up. That now puts it at about 17% of all of our residential EAV is now exempt. This does have an impact on the city, but it has an impact to the tune of about $5 million on our schools. So I just want to make you all aware of that, and the departments are watching that carefully as they prepare for budgets, and accounting is working on that to prepare for what we have to put forth to the county for solicitation of any real estate tax coming forward. And that has to be presented to them before by the 1st of December. So the votes will be on that in November. Okay. With that said, we will move on into resolutions. Mr. Campbell, 7.1, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I make a motion that council approve a resolution authorizing the mayor to sign a pre-annexation agreement with Kathy Schildnick, trustee, for approximately 5 acres located at 2125 Quarry Road, Lebanon, Illinois, 62254. Parcel ID 04-270-200-020.
Second.
We have a motion. We have a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing and seeing none. Roll call.
Mylard.
Yes.
Albrecht.
Yes.
Lotz.
Yes.
Carney.
Yes.
Foney.
Yes.
Roach.
Yes.
Small here.
Yes.
Hudson.
Yes.
Blackburn.
Yes.
Vorse.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Parchman.
Yes.
Van Hook.
Yes.
Rosenberg.
Affirmative.
Thank you. Mr. Vorse, 7.2, please.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve a resolution authorizing a transfer from EMS fund reserves and budget amendment for the repair of Medic 4 ambulance for O'Fallon Shiloh EMS.
Second.
We have a motion. We have a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing and seeing none. Roll call.
Albrecht.
Yes.
Lotz.
Yes.
Carney.
Yes.
Foney.
Yes.
Roach.
Yes.
Small here.
Yes.
Hudson.
Yes.
Blackburn.
Yes.
Vorse.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Parchman.
Yes.
Van Hook.
Yes.
Rosenberg.
Affirmative.
Mylard.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Vorse, 7.3, please.
I'd like to make a motion to approve a resolution authorizing a transfer from reserves and budget amendment for purchase of a mobile license plate reader trailer.
Second.
We have a motion. We have a second. Is there any discussion on 7.3? Hearing and seeing none. Roll call.
Lots.
Yes.
Carney.
Yes.
Phony.
Yes.
Roach.
Yes.
Small here.
Yes.
Hudson.
Yes.
Blackburn.
Yes.
Vorse.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Parchman.
Yes.
Van Hook.
Yes.
Rosenberg.
Affirmative.
Mylard.
Yes.
Albrecht.
Yes.
Thank you. We'll move to ordinances for first reading. Mr. Campbell, 8.1, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move that council approve an ordinance amending Ordinance 623 zoning, development known as Toast and Table, located at 227 West First Street.
Second?
We have a motion, we have a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, roll call.
Carney.
Yes.
Phony.
Yes.
Roach.
Yes.
Small here.
Yes.
Hudson.
Yes.
Blackburn.
Yes.
Vorse.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Parchman.
Yes.
Van Hook.
Yes.
Rosenberg.
Affirmative.
Mylard.
Yes.
Albrecht.
Yes.
Lots.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Campbell, 8.2, please.
Thank you. I move that council approve an ordinance amending Ordinance 623 zoning for the development known as Shoreline Drive 4 unit, located at Shoreline Drive.
Second?
We have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, roll call.
Phony.
Yes.
Roach.
Yes.
Small here.
Yes.
Hudson.
Yes.
Blackburn.
Yes.
Vorse.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Parchman.
Yes.
Van Hook.
Yes.
Rosenberg.
Affirmative.
Mylard.
Yes.
Albrecht.
Yes.
Lots.
Yes.
Carney.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Parchman, could you take 9.1 under ordinances for second reading?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to approve on second reading an ordinance declaring certain equipment as surplus property for sale and/or disposal pursuant to 65 ILCS 5-11 or 5/11-76-4.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, roll call.
Roach.
Yes.
Small here.
Yes.
Hudson.
Yes.
Blackburn.
Yes.
Vorse.
Yes.
Campbell. Yes. Parchman.
Yes.
Van Hook.
Yes.
Rosenberg.
Affirmative.
Mylard.
Yes.
Albrecht.
Yes.
Potts.
Yes.
Carney.
Yes.
Phony.
Yes.
Thank you. At this point in time, I'll open it up for any additional comments that anybody may have that they would like to make to the council.
Okay, thank you for not starting the clock when I was back there. Good. Vernware, Ward 3. My question, I remembered what it was. I had to think back a little. This is in regards to the park and all the beautification you're doing out there. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe your architectural firm is FMGA, is that correct? Okay, and they're doing all the architectural work? Silence, no answer to the question anyway. My question is, then Millennium is also doing some engineering work, and they were on the docket for the billing for this month for roughly $32,000 and change, and I'm trying to figure out why are they doing architectural work also for you for the park when you already have the other firm in grasp? I know I'll walk away and maybe I'll get an answer, or maybe I won't. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. To try to summarize, there's different projects that we use different engineering firms for. There are usually about 250 to 300 line items on when you see that payments coming out for the invoices. To know each and every one of them, that's why we urge you, sir, to please contact us. We know that you use a computer to look it up. All you have to do is give us your questions and we can look those up and have that information for you. On the question about water, yes, there is an upcharge from the city from where we purchase the water. we purchase the water, and then, of course, we have to maintain the lines and service those lines on a regular basis, so that's what the upcharge goes for. Okay, with that said, I will move on into any comments from any of our community development. Mr. Campbell.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Community Development Committee met on October 14th. The draft minutes are attached to this agenda. We forwarded several items to council for action this evening, and those have been taken care of. Our next meeting will be following next Monday at 6 o'clock. Please check the website for details.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Rosenberg, Public Works.
Thank you, sir. Public Works has not met since the last city council meeting. Our next scheduled meeting is 28 October, which is next week at 7 p.m. right here. Please check the website in case there are any changes.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Boris, Public Safety.
Public Safety Committee has met on October 14th. We took care of all the business. The minutes are attached. Please check the website for details on our next meeting, which is scheduled for November 11th.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Albrecht, Parks and Environment.
The Parks and Environment Committee meeting was canceled for no business. Our next meeting will be in 3 weeks.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Parchman, Finance and Administration.
Thank you, sir. We have not met since the last meeting. Our next meeting will be on the 28th at 5:30. Check the website for changes. But we do have one item for approval, so I would like to make a motion to approve warrant number 546 in the amount of $2,815,758.71.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the warrant. Is there any discussion? Yes, sir.
This is in general about the warrants.
You want to put your mic on, Jerry? Please.
That information is available publicly.
Yes, sir.
So anybody who wants to see the detail of each check that was written, it comes out on Thursday before these meetings, and it's on the agenda, and you just click on administration, click on the warrant, and you'll see in detail what we spend our money on.
And there's usually about 250 to 350 or so in that line items listed on the warrant. Thanks, Jerry, for the explanation. Okay, that being the last part of business to come forward, if there's nothing else, I would look for a motion for adjournment.
We got to do the warrant.
Huh?
We got to.
Oh, we got the, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we gotta
Okay.
make a motion.
We have a motion, we have a second, we had the discussion on the warrant. Yes, sir.
That's whatever. I just wanted to make sure we voted on it.
Yeah, on the warrant. Okay, roll call.
Smallhair,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Blackburn,
Yes.
Vorse.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Parchman.
Yes.
Van Hook.
Yes.
Rosenberg.
Affirmative.
Mylard.
Yes.
Albrecht.
Yes.
Lotz.
Yes.
Carney.
Yes.
Foney.
Yes.
Roach.
Yes.
Okay, that being the last piece of business, do I have a motion for adjournment?
Make a motion.
We have a motion, do we have a second? We have a second. All in favor of adjourning, signify by saying aye.
Yeah.
Those who want to stay, signify by saying aye. We are adjourned.
Signify by saying stay.